Hey, good morning, congregation. Um, this whole coronavirus thing has really created some changes. And, as the saying goes, anytime we're dealt a lemon, make some lemonade. And so we've been doing live streaming. And I was, like many of you, I read my Bible every morning. And I thought, well, maybe I could do something on video. So um, I just had that thought about 10 minutes ago. I told Julie, she said, where are you going to do it? I said, the living room. She said, make sure it's clean. I told her, don't go in the kitchen, turn the TV on real loud. So anyway, I've been studying the book, reading recently the book of Revelation. And I've read it many times. Hard for me to understand because it's got so much figurative language. But I thought that, and I've always studied it from the standpoint that this was talking about the Roman persecution. But one thing I learned from Daryl Emel was that when you're reading the New Testament, think about the things that were going on. Certainly persecution, but also the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70. So I thought that as I was reading Revelation, that I would look at it and think about it from that premise, that it has to do with the destruction of Jerusalem. So, I don't know if that's it yet, but that's what my thoughts as I study it. And one thing I saw in there in the book of Revelation, it's got a lot of references to God taking vengeance upon the people who had killed his people. Certainly, the Jewish nation did that. They killed Jesus Christ, but they also killed Stephen and a lot of other folks and persecuted them. So maybe the book of Revelation is predicting the destruction. I shouldn't touch my nose because of coronavirus, right? So maybe it is talking about the destruction of Jerusalem. And then I also got to wondering maybe if Revelation mimics Luke chapter 23, where Jesus is prophesying the destruction of Jerusalem, but then it morphs into the last day of judgment, eternal destruction. Maybe, who knows? As I was reading this morning at the end of Revelation, it started talking about the new and the heavenly Jerusalem. Think about that from the standpoint of the destruction of Jerusalem. The destruction of Jerusalem had to be devastating not only for the Jews, but also for the Christians. Remember, the Christians had been dispersed out of that city by the Jewish persecution, but there were still Christians in Jerusalem. And in Luke 23, Jesus tells them when they see the Roman armies to get out of town. And so whoever was left should have gotten out of town. But even so, it would be devastating to Christians that their hometown that contained the temple, which had the dwelling place of God on earth, that thing would be destroyed. They had a hard time understanding that Jesus would die. So they might have also had a hard time thinking that Jerusalem would be destroyed. And towards the end of Jerusalem, it starts talking about the new Jerusalem. And it talks about it, its magnificence and its streets of gold and jewels and things like that, maybe to reassure them that even though earthly Jerusalem had been destroyed, that heavenly Jerusalem would be coming back, in the future. So I didn't want this to be too long. That's my thoughts on the book of Revelation. May do more of these, who knows, every day is a new day. But hope you're enduring this corona crisis, and if I can help you in any way, let me know. I'm praying for each and every one of you. Thank you.